All right, we start in the early days, okay? We're going, it's the 50s, it's the 60s, it's the 70s. Rock and roll is the devil's music. And it's not on TV. But then MTV comes along.
And then they decided.
I don't know if MTV comes along. Video Killed the Radio Star was the first ever music video.
And we needed a place to play that. And it wasn't going to be on any random channel. It's going to be on the music television. What's the V?
Music television, of course.
I see. Okay, yeah. Well, I was raised by MTV. That's why I don't know how to spell it. Yeah, music television, the first of its kind. Hello, MTV.
MTV gave us a platform sort of to like enjoy music videos, and it sort of allowed artists a new avenue to express their art versus just putting out a song. We could turn on MTV and see the music video, and even some music videos premiered on MTV, which was kind of like a big deal for me.
Oh my God, it's such a big deal. You'd run home from the ice skating rink or wherever, the mall, wherever you were, really important places, just to watch these music videos. So I feel like early on, MTV was the first of its kind, and it gave a younger generation a voice when we were like really not as important. Like we were getting jobs.
Yeah.
I feel like MTV set the tone.
We were in the war, and now it's like music.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very cool. And I feel like what MTV, tried to do and evolve is interesting. But I do feel like VH1 came onto the scene and they were like, okay, we see what MTV's doing. It's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit more fun. It's a little bit, I don't know, scratching the surface. VH1, no, we want to appeal to like a slightly older audience, a slightly more, less pop culture, more like artist focused channel, right? Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that its mission was to like highlight these artists versus
these kids are too
TRL
cool.
Live, which you guys will get to. And I'm like, what's that really doing for our
culture?
Like
what about the people that wear Birkenstocks? They need a channel.
I agree.
For me,
no, right though. No, that's right. though.
Birkenstocks in a big tote bag.
As a gay immigrant, which I will talk about every episode, MTV meant everything to me. Like that was who I wanted to be, where I wanted to be. It's literally what gave me like the vision of where I wanted to be. And then I worked for MTV and it wasn't as glamorous as I thought, but
now Jade.
It's what drove me, and it meant so much to me as a kid and to all my friends. So this is exciting to get to talk about it and to be on Team MTV.
I think for me, just in general, both networks, to be fair, like have played a really big part in my life. I feel like with MTV, I wouldn't know what I wanted to do with my career in terms of like talking about celebrities. You turn on MTV News and there's Such and Pac and there's Sway with his head wrap on.
Oh my God.
You get what I'm saying? Like memories.
Yeah.
VH1, like you never know what true anxiety is like until you're actually a teenager watching New York potentially lose for the second time on Flavor of Love. Like, do you understand what it's like?
That's a lot.
To be wrapped up in your blanket in the bed waiting for school the next day, and that commercial break between the time Flavor Flav left us on that cliffhanger to the time that he denied her ass again.
They could have been together. God. They could have been together.
It's the most wretched love story of all time. And it's one that I hold near and dear to my heart.
So you're Team VH1?
No, I'm Team...
Without VH1, you would have never gotten Flavor of Love, which is the greatest show of all time, I would suggest.
Of all time? What? You're just be jumping out the window.
No, I'm obsessed because I'm with her. Because what she's saying is right.
It's the greatest show of all time. It was amazing. And clearly, you're still thinking about it. I see you. Your heartbeat is... I see your heart beating out of your chest.
Throw you a bone because you're on Team VH1 first of all.
VH1 for someone like me. Okay,
for
someone like me who loves the facts, I love the truth, and I love the real rawness. I have a Scorpio moon. I love VH1 because that's what it was. We had pop-up music videos, and we had divas. And we're gonna get into all of this, and then Flavor of Love, and then also Rock of Love. Two amazing names for shows.
Yes, absolutely. And I will say with VH1, I loved the behind the music and kind of like just understanding a little bit more than just like the top 10 playlist every Saturday. Like I feel like with VH1, I knew what I could expect. I will throw MTV a bone. I did love TRL Live. I did love Carson. I wasn't a children's choir that went to New York and sang at Carnegie Hall, and I did demand my group and my chaperone to go outside and watch TRL Live.
That's pretty cool.
And I saw Carson and his
Did he look
behind.
at you?
Did you scream?
I screamed. Oh my God, I was in my khaki shorts and my polo shirt that said my choir thing, and I was freaking out for sure. But
that is actually really cool. And I do, anytime I am standing in a building where there's a window, I always am like, TRL.
I think that's the beautiful thing. We all have a childhood memory that ties back to those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nowadays it's the TikTok and the Snapchat and the blah, blah, blah. I'm so old I'm putting a "the" in front of it, but that's what.
I'm like, Jade, you do all those.
That's
I'm
I do.
I'm like, go to Jade's page. She's definitely on TikTok.
Also on OnlyFans, if you guys want to look it up. At Funny Butt. But
At Funny Butt.
that's my handle
That's
on
one hell of a
OnlyFans.
name.
This was back when like channels like they mattered. Channels used to matter.
I think that's true.
They
though.
did.
It
Like,
did.
and it was, so that's why like MTV was cool, sure. But like for me, I was like a weird kid and I always like wanted to know, I guess like, you know, I didn't have Wikipedia back in the day. We didn't have Wikipedia. So for people like me that would have loved a Wikipedia, VH1 came in and it was like, you like information? You like facts? Well, here you go. And I loved music. So that's why it was so cool for me. And then on top of that, having all these weird shows. And like, I grew up in a place where like, everybody was just like in the woods. You know, we know that. They were in the woods. Nobody was really interesting where I'm from. It was just like people that were just like going to Walmart. And then, so when I was watching like Rock of Love and Flavor of Love and like those
The best show of all time.
amazing shows, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so interesting. And these people are just like being themselves. And then it helped me to kind of be like, I want to be myself and I want to fall in love with Flavor Flav.
Let's just like get to the point. You just love Flavor Flav.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
He had his clock around his neck. What's going on?
You'll always know what time it is.
VH1, amazing shows, a lot of information, but MTV was the beat of, it was the vibe. It was the beat of society. Like, it was like, if you're a teenager or like early 18 to 25, I would say their
I would say that's pretty much a demographic, yeah.
You knew about MTV and what was going on. Let's get into like early shows that so many epic shows we could get into.
TRL, Beavis and Butthead,
Oh, yeah.
Daria, Celebrity Deathmatch.
Made,
Celebrity
True
Deathmatch.
Life.
Oh my God. Made in True Life.
Those were my
We need to like
shows.
pause on that because that's crazy. Those shows were crazy.
No, because they really showed like it was the first place where teenagers could see other teenagers on TV. Like, there
Other
was
than
nothing
just
like
going
it.
to school. You
Yeah,
can see
but-
teens at school.
We hated them.
Yeah, we don't want to go to
Go to
school.
school.
Teens that are aspirational.
Watch
but-
teens at school.
But to your point, you're in the woods. You don't know anybody except bears and deer.
It's only
okay?
Sasquatches and rocks out
Then
there.
you see a girl
Okay.
that's like, I'm from New Jersey, and we get to see like these people's everyday lives in such a cool light.
But
Bump
remember
it to
in
lip
Made?
liners.
I guess that's cool.
Remember in Made when it's like, she was like, I want to be a cheerleader. I forget that
I remember that
episode.
one.
And then at the end, it was like, she just wasn't very good at being a cheerleader.
And that's real.
Yeah.
And
It's-
that's
but that's
real.
also, and she probably feels bad about that
Yes.
nowadays. So that's a bad show.
She's
No,
probably
she
on
feels
some
great because she
reality
needs to chase a
show.
dream that she's not good at.
You know what? Like all these memories. Like I remember there was like Made. I need bigger calf muscles, and it was about like a gay guy getting a calf implant. Do you guys remember?
I don't
this?
think that was made.
That sounds like True Life.
That's
True Life, True Life.
Or My Strange Addiction, which was another show.
That's another show, not on either network.
Shout out
It's like
TLC.
Yeah, TLC.
We're not sponsored
the
by
Learning
them.
Channel.
But wait, for you guys watching this right now, if you have a favorite nostalgia moment from MTV or VH1, get your fingers typing in the comments because we're nosy and we want to know.
I mean, hello, date my mom?
Date My Mom,
Yeah.
Room Raiders.
Room
Who-
Raiders.
Some dirty, dirty rooms with the black lights.
They would
was
kidnap
so
kids
crazy.
and then go through their panty drawer with black lights. You can't do that nowadays.
Yeah.
And for a good reason.
And now I clean my panties. After that show, I'm very aware.